This episode is sponsored by Sunsama. Stick around till the end of the video to learn more about it. Hello, brains. I don't know if you know this, but we have ADHD when we're not at work, too. We use executive function for everyday life, not just work and school. So a lot of times what's recommended is that people go off their meds on weekends or take a meds vacation over the summer, but maybe we want to accomplish things then too. They're just different things. Maybe we want to make progress on a hobby. Maybe we want to build up our group of friends. Maybe we want to complete a personal project. The thing is, we're very much incentivized to do better at school, to do better at work. We want better grades. We want to get that raise. We want to reach our potential, whether it's at work or at school. We really want to do a good job. And the problem with that is, we do have ADHD, we have these executive function challenges. So a lot of the tools and strategies that we use, including medication, is meant to help us focus at work or focus at school. But that's not the only thing that matters in life, being productive. More and more we're seeing research come out on happiness, and it doesn't involve getting all of the raises or making all of the money. It's the kind of soft, intangible things like connection with other people, having meaningful interactions with other humans, building up a circle of friends, and engaging in things that matter to us, living a life in line with our values. These are all things that are important to our happiness. It's easy to feel like, oh, I'm successful here, right? Like I'm doing a really good job at work. Let me spend all my time at work. Because when I go to do a hobby, I get bored or frustrated or whatever, and I stop doing it. It's really easy to use work or school, like I have to study or I have to work on this project as a way to avoid the other aspects of our lives that are also important, but that are equally hard for us. And it's almost socially acceptable to do that. I shouldn't do these other things that matter to me because I haven't gotten my work done or I haven't gotten my house cleaned or whatever. And so I think it's really important to recognize that these aspects of our life matter too, to our happiness, to our well-being. Doing things that are relaxing and fun and socializing, those things are important too. And we may not have gotten that message growing up because we were talking in class and told not to talk to our friends or told that we have to finish our homework before we can go out and play. We grew up and reinforced and re-internalized these messages. What matters is getting your work done. What matters is being productive. What matters is meeting society's expectations, meeting these standards. But that's not all that matters. And the problem with feeling like that's all that matters is that's where we're going to put our energy, right? Like we're going to figure out how to do better at school. We're going to figure out how to do better at work. We're going to make sure that our meds are in effect during our work day, not when we're going out and hanging out with some friends, because that's not as important, except that it is. And we're finding that, right? Research is finding that stuff matters. That's important. That's just as important, if not more, than getting a great job and getting that raise, is developing a circle of friends, having that social support. I am good at my job now. I understand how to work with my brain. I understand executive function challenges that I face. I know how to work with my working memory at work. What I'm not good at yet, and what I want to be better at, is using what I know, using this toolbox that I've developed in order to be productive, to have fun, engage in my hobbies better, to develop a circle of friends, to complete projects that are important to me personally. I want to be able to use some of these skills for that. And so I will be doing some videos moving forward about that, and I'm really excited, but I'm also really scared because I did get good at something. I learned how to use all these tools and skills for something that society tells me matters. Something that you guys tell me matters. I'm helping other people. I'm being productive. I'm being a contributing member of society. I'm reaching my potential, all these things that I was supposed to do. And then now I'm shifting my attention to something that I want to do. And there's so many messages that I have to overcome there. Now that I got good at the work part, I have to face the other parts of my life that were really hard for me too. And I'm also battling this idea that that's not what matters. And I know that that's not true, but it still feels like it. There's all this guilt or shame or something about going out and playing when my work's not done. Being able to prioritize other things that are important to me enough for me to learn to get good at those too. There's a double deficit there, I guess. It's not only that I'm facing the same executive function challenges in these other areas, but I also am not as practiced at using my tools in those areas. And I've got that voice in my head telling me well, this isn't really what matters. So if I get discouraged at work, I'm going to be able to find strategies and stuff to fight through that. But if I get discouraged when I'm trying to do something that's for me, there's nobody telling me but this is important. You should do it. If anything, a lot of the messages I get are like, well, then just don't do it. Like, great, start another project. That'd be great. Like, put more content out on YouTube. Like, go give another talk. It's just so easy to escape into the stuff that is now not only easier for me, but society is telling me is important. And so it's going to be a bit of an interesting battle, carving out time, real time for the other areas of my life that I care about. I'm going to be still doing, videos and stuff, but because I'm done with the book, I have this time now to dedicate to these other aspects of my life. And I'm scared. I thought it would be this cool thing, like this reward at the end of the tunnel, I guess, like, hey, go be successful at your career. And once you are, then you can go out and play. The problem is, and I don't know if my parents knew this growing up, I think probably a lot of ours did not, that going out to play stuff, that's not a reward and like something that's easy at the end. That stuff is hard for us too. It doesn't feel like a reward because I think I spent so much time not doing it and not leveling up my skills there, but also it's just as hard. There's just as many struggles, and actually more, because I've gotten so good at the other stuff that it's really discouraging to realize I'm kind of back at square one with a lot of these other things. I'm trying to remind myself I'm not at square one. I do have these strategies and I can start applying them. But the truth is it's going to take time. So what I'm saying in this video is we need support and encouragement and tools and strategies in these other aspects of our lives too. It's not as easy as like get your work done and then you can go out and play and then you're fine, right? Like you don't need to be on your meds for that. Like you don't need tools for that. Yeah, we do though. We do. If I could go back and tell my parents anything, or even younger version of me anything, it's, hey, prioritize that too. Because while I'm struggling at school, I'm struggling with my grades or whatever, and that needs attention, I was struggling, honestly, even harder a lot of the time with the social things, with my hobbies, with these other things that it turns out matter to happiness. And so I wish that somebody had done for me, and so I kind of hope to do for you. Put some focus on that. We did a video about making Dungeons and Dragons or your role-playing game more ADHD friendly. You can check that out here. And Dr. Elizabeth Kilmer talked about how, you can take your meds for play too. Like it's okay to use these same strategies for things that matter to you that are play just as much as for work. So I guess that's it. Yeah, I wanna encourage you to think about what tools are you gonna use for helping you do the other things that matter to you. Things that are not about you being productive or helpful to anybody else, but for yourself. What are the things that matter to you? One of the tools that helps me have time for things besides work is Sunsama. Sunsama helps me plan and prioritize my tasks so I don't end up working nights and weekends as often as I used to. I'm able to set my goals for the week, then plan each day based on those priorities. I can estimate how long tasks will take, and when I'm ready to work on them, start the timer, which not only helps me get better at estimating how long tasks actually take me, it automatically pops up a focus bar that reminds me what I'm working on so I don't wander off and start doing something else. The focus bar stays on my screen even when I leave Sunsama, which is amazing for reminding me what I'm working on while I'm focused on the window where I'm doing the work. And it's really customizable. I can move it wherever I want, and I can even hide it if it's getting distracting. I can easily get to the settings and adjust if I want to hear a sound when the timer is up, what type of sound, how loud I want it to be, or even set it to go off 5 minutes before my time is up so I can wrap up what I'm doing and be ready to move on. Sunsama is so ADHD friendly, not just as an app, but as a company too. They love supporting our community, and they have a trial period that doesn't require a credit card up front, so you can decide whether or not you want to be charged for it after you've tried it out. If you'd like to give it a try, go to sunsama.com/a/howtoadhd. And if you need any support, you can click on this friendly little emojicon support guy here and search their help docs and even send them a message. If you try Sunsama, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm very curious to hear. I'm curious what aspects of your life you struggle with that you maybe aren't using tools and strategies for, but maybe could. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you to my brain advocates and all my Patreon brains for supporting me and making content like this and helping me get to the point where I can think beyond just how do I do well at work, because I am doing well here. Thank you for that. Like, subscribe, click all the things, and I will see you next video. Bye, brains.